Alright, so what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another insane video. So in today's video, I basically am telling you guys how I became prom king and how I made every girl in my school vote for me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this video does get pretty gross, but at the same time, it does take a really dark route. So I'm saying this now, in no way should anyone do what I do in this video. But anyways, the story starts off back when I was in grade 10. You see, back in grade 10, I remember it was my junior year, and I really wanted to do something with myself. I'm not gonna lie, the only thing I was really known for was taking theater classes, which was kind of cringy, but it helped me with my stutter. And other than that, being really well known throughout the school for doing a lot of the devil's tango. Because I'm not gonna lie, that's when things started kind of lifting off for me. And I remember one day when I was in my social studies class, I was sitting down and basically my teacher walked up in front of the classroom saying, all right, guys, so basically prom king and queen are gonna be getting set up. So make sure you guys write your name if you guys want to petition to become a prom king or queen for this year. I remember when the teacher said that, I was super excited. I thought this would be the perfect way to be known throughout the school for something other than doing the devil's tango and being a cringy theater kid. So I decided to walk up there, write down my name, and put down my full name, Arash Baba Moini, on the list. When I did though, I remember there was a football player behind me that looked at me and turned around and said, do you think you're gonna become prom king? Are you serious, bro? Like, look at you can't do anything. I remember he basically made fun of me and I kind of just like looked at him and was pretty intimidated and walked away. But then afterwards, I walked up to my friend group and they all saw what happened. They all started looking at me saying, bro, are you actually like gonna go for prom king? Like, actually, like, do you actually want to like do that? Like, bro, it's usually rigged every year to like the most popular person. And he was right. I remember last year, basically every time there was prom king and queen, it would always be the most popular students in school. There was always the same girl, which was the most attractive girl in our school, and it was always the same guy on the football team that, you know, basically just made fun of me. But then I remember I looked at them both and said, guys, you're right, it's rigged every year. So this year, let's rig it for us. I remember they ended up saying how they, like, you know, are not able to put that many tickets in the voting booth and how it's basically almost impossible. So I decided to tell them Operation Prom King. And yes, I developed this whole plan myself. I was awesome because, like I said earlier, this is where the brains come in. I remember I basically ended up getting my friends together and we started talking over Xbox that night, and basically we started planning this thing out. I kind of ended up sending them like a whole like drawing and everything of what we're gonna do, and basically it all has different phases. There were 3 phases to the thing. Number 1 was the phase of basically getting all the girls to vote for me. Number 2 was getting all the guys to vote for me because of my personality and not just my muscles and popularity. And number 3 was making sure I won the final votes. Now for the girls, phase 1. I remember the next day I woke up and I talked to my homies and I told them that what I wanted to do was set up something that no girl could resist. No girl could resist this because it's one of the main things that every person needs. And what does every girl need in life? An experience. And I remember basically one of the main things in my school that I realized was that there were a lot of ugly chicks in our school and none of them had ever had their first kiss. So what I decided to do was I decided to sacrifice my lips for them. Basically, I remember that day, I remember after school, I set up a kissing booth outside on the field. So I remember me and my friends, we made this thing out of cardboard and basically we put a giant sign saying kissing booth. And honestly, it was actually a pretty good idea because all I would ask for is not for money, but for votes. And then afterwards, I remember I basically ended up standing in there after school or a little bit before after school before the bell rang and basically started sitting there. I sat there for 10 minutes and nothing happened. I won't lie to you guys. At first, like the first 10 minutes, nothing happened. And then the cheer squad ran out. They started doing their practice. And a lot of girls like to watch the cheer squad, especially the ugly girls, because they never got approved to be in the cheer squad. So a lot of the ugly girls would come out and kind of watch them do their thing and kind of just talk and stuff. And then one thing I realized was that when the cheer squad was on break, one of the cheerleaders decided to walk up to me saying, wait, are you actually like doing a kissing booth? And I'm like, yeah, all I'm asking is for votes. And I mean, I'll give you the best kiss of your life is what I told her. She ends up looking at me saying, I really doubt that, but like, you know what? Sure. What do I have to do? And I just said, come here, let me give you a kiss. And then afterwards, I remember I ended up kissing her and everyone saw on the field. And I'm talking everyone, all the ugly girls to the cheer squad. When she ended up giving me a kiss, it was kind of just monkey see, monkey do at that point. All the girls started lining up back to back. I got to kiss most of the girls on the cheer squad and all the ugly girls. I'm not proud of it. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for, you know, body confidence. Yeah, but I won't lie. A lot of these girls were ugly. But I ended up doing it. And a lot of the girls promised me that they would vote for me when it comes to prom king. Because what kind of guy has the balls to literally do that in front of everyone? I'll tell you what guy. No guy. Like, you cannot tell me right now in the comments below that you would do this. Because I know you wouldn't. But obviously, after almost 2 hours of me making out with every chick, I basically got over, like, basically, I think over 54 votes. I'm not sure. But I got a decent amount of votes and I knew I was in the clear. But honestly, let's be real here. In every school, there's more guys than girls. So that's where phase 2 came in. Now, basically in phase 2, I had to find a way to influence people, especially the guys, to vote for me because I'm better than the football guy that they vote for every year. And one of the things I realized is that the football guy, what he would do every single year is that he would try to win a game and then basically after he gets a touchdown, he would always yell, "That's why you vote for me. I'm the prom king. Vote for me." But me, I had a better idea. Now, you got to understand, at this time, social media was a very big deal. Who cares about the old school 1975 football team? Like, honestly, anyone could play football. Okay, not anyone, but you know what I mean. So I decided that I wanted to become the influencer this time and basically put my YouTube skills into root. Basically, I decided to film a prank video. A prank video that would do so good that everyone would agree with it and laugh at it and vote for me. So I remember I decided to prank the one person that needed to be pranked in our school. And no, it wasn't the football guy. I know many people thought it was going to be him, but no. I decided to prank the teacher that everyone hated. A lot of girls hate this teacher and a lot of guys hate this teacher because he was very sexist. And I thought this was the most awesome idea to prank him. So what I decided to do was I decided to get a carton of eggs from the nearest Walmart. And basically I started running up to this car and I told everyone as my friend was recording me, "Guys, vote for me." And this would happen every week. I remember I ended up taking out the eggs and I'd be like, "You know this teacher's car, don't you?" And I started throwing eggs at the car. I remember I threw like over like the whole carton of eggs basically at the car and even the carton itself. And from there, I remember I posted it on this like school story Snapchat group that we had and everyone saw it. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of guys started coming up to me the next day saying, "Bro, this was awesome, bro. You got my vote, bro. You got my vote." And now the week was almost over. Obviously, I still had one more phase to go through. That was phase 3, making sure I got the final win. Now, this is where cheating's really involved. And honestly, I don't condone cheating. No one should cheat in anything. Don't cheat on your girl. Don't cheat on video games. But I decided to cheat on the prom king votes. That's right. I cheated on the prom king votes. I will admit it. Many people thought that I did. And you know what? I'm just gonna admit it now. That's right. After 7 years, I will finally admit I cheated. But it was worth it. You see, I remember basically the final phase was on prom day. On prom day, everyone had to be at the prom by like 7:30 p.m. And me, I got there at 6:30. And what I decided to do was I decided to go to the classroom where the prom boxes were originally held. Now you gotta understand, paper weighs like nothing. And basically, I remember basically the teachers had to write down every person's name that they wanted to vote for. And basically you had to check mark it as if you were voting for your next president. Me, I decided to do the same thing. I basically went into that room. I photocopied a bunch of them with my checks already checked on it and basically put them all in the prom king box. But after I put it in the prom king box, I looked at the prom queen box and I felt bad. I remember there was one chick in our school who basically, well, no one liked her. She was actually really attractive, and honestly, if I had to choose a prom queen, I would have chose her. So I decided to put down her name and write down a check mark and put 100 of them into her box. So at least she was a fair chance. Maybe she didn't vote her name on the thing, but hey, I'm gonna do it for her anyway. I thought it was just a nice way to, you know, give back so I don't get any bad karma for doing this. So I remember I ended up doing that, and afterwards, when prom ended up starting happening, I remember everyone was all hyped up, everyone was partying, dancing. Me, I was in my nice suit, and then this is where things got crazy. I remember basically we were all standing there, and then the teacher came up to the front of the stage and said, "All right, guys, so prom king and queen time. Let's all get ready to ring in the votes." Everyone starts voting. But then after like a while, I remember the teacher goes up on stage and says, "All right, guys, so all the votes have came in." They end up pulling all the ones out and basically laid them all out. Started counting, and it took like 10 minutes. And then one thing led to another. The teacher came up on stage and said, "Now first up, prom king. Now I want to say this year is going to be a good year for everyone because there is a new prom king in the making. The winner of prom king is Arash Baba Moini." I remember when he said my name, I ran up on stage and I started grabbing my crown. I put it on me and I looked around and I'm like, "What's going on?" Like I was hyped up. You have no idea the attention that I got on that day, but like no other. And then afterwards, when prom king was announced, I won't lie to you, the prom queen was not the girl I put the votes in for. She did not win because, well, I guess I didn't put enough and everyone voted for the popular chick from last year. I remember basically when this chick came up on stage, she looked at me and said, "I mean, it's nice to have a new prom king." And basically she started coming up to me trying to make out with me, but I said no. And I ended up going down on stage, went to the girl that I originally wanted to win, and basically hung out with her for the rest of the day with my golden crown on. And that's basically it. Honestly, it's a long story, but it's what I love and it's a really good story. Anyways, guys, that's basically it for today's story. Make sure you do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I always say, follow for more embarrassing stories. All right, peace out, guys.